Go Finder, and let's have this fella here. Drag and drop him into the cat thing. Go to fitting, click fill frame proportionally. Drag the cat photo along. And that's good. Then, much like the same, bottom right hand corner, right click, fill frame proportionally. That doesn't need any moving, so we're now going to briefly check what the preview looks like. That looks good, but we could do a bit better, I think. So let's lengthen these pictures a little bit, and we are now going to look at how we can best fit it in. So it's a case of playing around, seeing what you think works. Now I think with this we could go with a banner image that goes across the top, so we keep the cat there. Now we could also then match it, so we have one at the bottom, and that way we can go like this, and then scroll down to get the kitty into focus. You can also click and drag, but if you just press the down key on your keyboard, that helps with avoiding dragging it out, the other elements out of the frame. So there we are, we have the two cats in our article. Go back to normal screen. We'll now draw a few text boxes to get ready. Now you can either align these text boxes with the photos, or you can bring them in a little bit to work with the purple guidelines, which is what I'm going to do here. So here is a text box. I'm just going to draw another one right here. Same size. We will now copy and paste this, shuffle it up here, move it to make it a bit shorter, move that one up here after copying and pasting. Now this, the first thing you're probably asking, how do we get the text to go continuously throughout the boxes and flow? What you now need to do is look for a small white box just above the bottom right hand corner of the text box, this little guy here. You click on this and you'll get this little icon that looks a little like writing. Take that to the next one you want to get. When you see the chain icon, you click. Do the same for the other two. 1 and 2. Then what we'll do, I will put in some placeholder text to show you what then happens. So again, as we say, right click, fill with placeholder text, and bingo, you now have successful text. Now you can make these columns any size you want. You can put them across all 4 columns. You can make a very, very small singular column. It's just up to what works with your publication. Now for this we can do with a double column situation, but again it's a case of playing around and seeing what you think. So one other thing to be aware of, you'll see on some of them, the bottom right hand corner, there'll be a little red plus. Now for this basically means that your text has gone outside of the box that you can see. So you either need to adjust the size, delete some text, and so on. That's really important to look out for, because you don't want to leave any information out, because that would be really annoying. So we now have our thing. Let's see how it looks on the preview. And that looks great. So this would be our first article. And again, for the subsequent articles that you put, you can then just play around with the format. So you could have just photos, a photo on each, one page having a photo of a cat, or whatever your subject matter is, and one having writing. You could do any combination as long as it works for your format, it's legible and readable. Now, speaking of legible, as we can see, this font doesn't quite work in the context of the main body of the text, because this is called the body, this is subheading, and that's the heading. So what we're now going to do, we're going to pick a second font. Now I recommend going for 2 fonts throughout the whole magazine, because that just keeps things a bit more consistent. So what we're going to do, we're going to pick a font. Let's try this one, Rosario. Now, that looks great. So what we're now going to do, we're going to put the size of the font up. And you've got three options here. You can either click this little arrow next to the two different T's. Pick your number. You can click on the number and type it in. Or you can press on these little arrows, which as you can see are making the font size go up and down. We're going to put the font up to 13 at the moment. So let's pretend that is an awesome article about cats, why they purr and why they do what they do, and say that is the end of how to formulate an article. If you have any questions, please comment in the Owler chat below, and I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you later for the next part.